now have Comrade Patmore on the live. Finally, Comrade Patmore. Finally. Comrade Patmore?
Yes.
Finally. Happy to have you
Right.
finally. So, comrades, help me to welcome Comrade Paul Patmore, who is now the PNP candidate for South Trelawney. Now, many of you don't know Comrade Patmore, but he's one of the only Jamaicans to ever run as an independent candidate and actually win an election. Welcome, Comrade Patmore, to
Yes. Good
Politics
evening. Thank
Church
you for
Nightly.
having me.
Finally! All right, comrade. Tell
Yes.
me
Good
now,
night.
what
Yes.
has the journey been like since you have been? I know you're from South Trelawney. I know you're a man of the people, and that's why no matter which party you're aligned with, wherever you go, the people follow you. But what has the journey been like since you have been embraced in the folds of the PNP?
It's almost similar to when I ran as an independent. I would say it's a little bit easier because now I have a team behind me.
Indeed.
I always tell them that Patmore running for the PNP now is not like you're running against Patmore. You're running against the entire PNP. You're running against Kamla. You're running against Jay. You're running against
Exactly.
all the PNP, all the comrades right across Jamaica, home and abroad.
Right.
You're running. So it's not a Paul Patmore thing, so everybody is putting their little piece. I hear you every now and then on your live, dropping your little piece, so they're helping me along the way. So I'm good. I feel like I'm a part of one big family.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, no, I don't know much about South Trelawney, unfortunately. But tell me now, what are the main issues that the people, the residents in South Trelawney face? Because, I know that the Prime Minister during the local government campaign went up there and made a lot of promises, right? So, of course, none of these promises have been fulfilled. But what are the needs of the people?
Kamla, I can tell you that South Trelawney is one of the most run-down constituency in Jamaica. I hear first time I used to hear you talking about St. Thomas and those places.
Right.
You want to take a visit to South Trelawney.
Oh dear.
As we speak, let's just start with just Limer's division. We don't even have an ounce of treated water in the Limer's division.
What?
Not even as much as an ounce of treated water for the citizens. We have a catchment tank up in Limer's, which is out of service for some 4 years now. It's a parish council tank. We have 30 years ago when the GLP take over, the South Trelawney constituency, we have running water in our pipes from Waitabit up to Litchfield, going back down to Woodgrove and those places. They used to have running water. Some 30 years later, not even the pipe exists. The pump is gone. The entire constituency is just run down. When we talk about roads, is some of the worst road you can ever think of. Agriculture is one of our main way that we make money is agriculture. And when you look at the agriculture roads, it's really bad over in South Trelawney. And I want to invite you over within the next 2 months just to come and I want to give you a tour.
I would love that.
Because you might be hearing about some bad roads, and maybe we have to start using these bad roads as tourist attraction.
Wow, it's that bad.
That's something that maybe we have to start doing.
Oh my God, wow.
Yeah, I was saying that we have to maybe use some of these bad roads as tourist attraction, because it's something that you won't see anywhere else in Jamaica.
Wow.
It's really bad. It's one of our main problem. The only water source that we have is the Paul Patmore water project.
Right,
I've that I did about just before the 2012 election. That's one of the main water source now for the entire South Trelawney and going over into Manchester, Clarendon, and some part of St. Ann. that water project. So first, we have over some 30 trucks now that come and collect water on a daily basis and take it into the community and sell.
Oh,
so
wow.
So we provide jobs for persons.
Yes, I've heard of that project. So you said if the one of the main industries in South Trelawney is farming. What do the people in South Trelawney farm mostly?
Yam farmers. Majority of them are yam farmers. One of the things that I want to do when I become in the
MP,
member of parliament now is to encourage catch crop farming, because they are doing yam farming for a long while, but we need to get these farmers now to intercrop.
Yeah.
You know, so they can always making a little money, because the yam take 9 months.
Okay. Yes. Right.
When they plow the farm to plant the yam, so for that first 2 months, I know they can drop in a catch crop.
Right.
Yes. Yam stick is one of our problems. We take yam stick from over in St. Ann, Clarendon, and further down in Trelawney, North Trelawney. But you know that one of the things that we have is the Cockpit country.
I was about to bring that up. That was my very next question about the Cockpit country. How much of your constituency is a part of the Cockpit country?
Maybe around 90%. You know, wow. Maybe around 90%. Because you start from Clarkstown and we come and the Cockpit would end up somewhere up in the Litchfield area. So just maybe around 2 miles. That is not a part of the Cockpit.
This is the same Clarkstown that the Prime Minister said that he wants to make into a big grand city?
Yes, that's the same Clarkstown.
And Clarkstown is part of the Cockpit country?
Yes, Clarkstown is also a part.
Okay, so he was literally promising to drop a city in the Cockpit country.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I have to laugh.
It's just one of those grand announcements that the Prime Minister always make before election. For the past 6 years now, we have been promised a fire station.
There are no fire stations there.
No fire station in South Trelawney. Wow. So the reality is, if we have a fire like something even similar to what they have at King's House,
right,
Garden House, we will have to wait 2 hours for a fire truck to come to anywhere in South Trelawney.
And this is the Cockpit country, which is a protected environment.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I can tell you, things is really, really bad. We don't have a hospital. We used to have one in the 80s, and it was closed.
Which hospital was that?
Ulster Spring Hospital.
Ulster Spring.
And we have been crying out for that hospital to return, but look like they just have to wait and just pray that Paul Patmore become the next member of Parliament.
All right. I'm glad you said that. I have a series of questions for you. First and foremost, now, what are your intentions in terms of when you become the MP, in terms of protecting the Cockpit country, which is 90% of your 90% of your constituency is a part of?
You know that from I was a councillor in 2012 to 2016. One of the things that I've been fighting and lobbying for is to have a massive tree planting exercise in the Cockpit.
Right.
Because we lose a lot of our trees through hurricanes and drought. We have persons that steal the trees. We have the forest department. They do a lot of planting also, but they pray their last things. You know, so I'm one of the persons who is totally against mining in the Cockpit.
Right.
That's one of my things. I promote no mining for the Cockpit. I'm always concerned about our water, the water table, and I know that if you mine, it will damage the water table. So,
yeah. You know, it's just last night on my live, I think you were on it at the time, I was talking about the Cockpit country being basically the heart of the island, you know, and if you damage the Cockpit country, it's going to have severe repercussions for the entire country. Yeah.
And that's where the water come from for St. Anne and St. James and even Lower Trelawney, North Trelawney. That's where they get their water.
And also down in the other way too, it goes south to some of the water from the Cockpit country goes to Clarendon and even Manchester and St. Elizabeth. Well, clearly. So it's I mean that, as I said, literally is the heart of the country, you know. So I'm very happy to hear that you have.
One of my plans is to promote ecotourism.
It's like you're reading my mind where my questions are going, because that was my very next question. How do you plan to incorporate tourism into this, which is a very powerful product? I personally would want to come up there, but I don't know the way to go. I've been to Akompong, but I would love to come to South Trelawney. I just don't know. You understand? So how would you promote South Trelawney as an ecotourism hotspot?
Yeah, well, one I think that we know, is that most of those persons coming down to Jamaica, they're tired of sun and sea now.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted sun and sea, they'll stay in America, stay in Canada.
Yeah.
They want to feel Jamaica, and they want to. So the Cockpit is ideal for that. I want to encourage the persons that live, because we have a lot of caves. Mm-hmm. So the persons who own these caves, we are encouraging them to get them clean up, provide trails, and so that we can start inviting persons to come and visit these caves. We have some birds, unusual birds. We have snakes, we have lizards, everything you can think of in the cockpit. And that's what we want to sell. So we want to encourage persons to set up cottages,
right,
where we can persons come in and stay overnight.
They can camp and
camping type of thing, But we will also have to educate them about the safety and how to treat tourists when they are coming in.
Indeed.
So we have a lot of work to do, and so we are here. We are prepared for it. We have a leader who is conscious of tourism and giving Trelawney a piece of the pie, because we're hearing about how much million persons coming into Jamaica, but Trelawney is not being benefited from that. So we want to encourage persons to come into South Trelawney. If you ever get a chance to drive through the Cockpit, coming from Alps, Stewart Town, straight up through Alps, coming up to Albert Town. It's a beautiful scene. You can just smell the fresh air, smell the greenery. It's a beautiful sight. You see the rock. Yeah, man. It's really a beautiful sight.
I can imagine.
All Trelawney need right now. We always have politicians, but we never have good representative.
Exactly.
That's what we always lack in South Trelawney. And that's one of the things that I'm promising the people.
Indeed. Now, let us talk about the politics now. How organized is South Trelawney for the People's National Party to win? Because we're kind of confused about Miss Dalrymple. 1 minute we hear that she's coming back, another minute we hear she's not coming back. How organized is the ground? Are we ready to take over South Trelawney?
Yes, South Trelawney is ready right now. I think we're just around maybe 60% ready. We have learned over the years that politics have changed. It's now a numbers game. And that's one of the things that we understand and we know. We are working on it. We are, I can tell you, I say to our comrade leader that South Trelawney is ready. And that is why you don't hear Marissa Dalrymple really come back and say, yes, she want to run.
Okay.
She'll be coming. She realized that the PNP is just too organized right now for her to make a return.
Excellent. Excellent. I love to hear that.
The JLP is always panic whenever the PNP is united.
Indeed.
Yeah, it set them in a panic
united
mood.
PNP, they can never overcome a united PNP.
Never. Yeah, man, so we are ready. Their strongest division is the Larmas division. That's a division that I ran in and win the division with 65. I received 65% of the votes at that time. The JLP received 30 and the PNP 5%.
And for those of you listeners who don't know, we had a very promising young candidate for the promising young councillor candidate, Simone Guy, who was running in Larimer's division and passed away months before the local government election.
Yeah. And that's one of the sad. That was a sad moment for us, and we lost that division in the last election by 800 votes. And already I can tell you that I wipe out that already, and should be lead. I think I should lead that division by 1,000 votes. That's my target, to lead it by 1,000 votes.
But that is where that is your backyard. Larimer's is your place.
That's my backyard. That's where I live. That's where the water project, and that water project that most Jamaicans hear about, that's my third water project. I have 2 other water projects, but they are smaller projects. But we did do those before. So I've been working in the area. I am connected to almost every single citizen. I'm a justice of the peace.
Excellent.
I operate a funeral home in the area. I'm one of those persons who...
So you are a man, you're a community man, so you are easily accessible to the residents.
Yes, most definitely. And also I produce music. I'm a music producer. I do events also. I do party rental, so I rent tents and so. I have my own cemetery.
Oh, in the same constituency?
Yes, in the same place.
Okay.
All my investments are done in Trelawney. It's just a small amount outside, but most of my investment is definitely in South Trelawney.
So you're the perfect person to become the MP, man.
The people of South Trelawney have been crying out for somebody that they can relate to, somebody that sound like them. When somebody talk about water, if I don't provide water in the area, my funeral home won't have any water. Okay. That's where my mother lives, that's where my mother-in-law lives, that's where all my family live. So if I don't provide water in South Trelawney, my family won't have water.
Yeah.
So it's a personal thing for me. If I don't fix the road, my hearses and my vehicle gonna feel the same damage like any taxi on the road. So it's something that I have to get done. If I don't see that the Tri-Bridge fix.
Right.
Yes.
That's a big issue too. The Tri-Bridge in your constituency connects your constituency.
Yes, and it's destroy the community of Troy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we have a Troy High School in that area. Quite a few teachers used to travel from over on the other side of the bridge.
Right.
Even just persons used to just walk to school. They would have to travel all the way through Manchester and come around. Would cost them at least 3,000 per day to come to school to teach. So those teachers have to resign and try to get a job over in St. Elizabeth.
I have a question for Comrade Patmore. Tell me something. Tell me something. Troy is a PNP area?
That's where the mayor live, next to the bridge. Just
the mayor is in the JLP mayor.
No, the JLP mayor.
So how is it that they're treating their own people like this? That's why I asked the question, Because
as I tell you, South Trelawney is one of those places they treat as they're sure of it,
Oh.
So they treat the people that way. You don't have to work hard with them. They keep them hungry. They keep the people hungry.
God.
But treat them for 4.5 years. And 6 months now before election,
they
come up and give them 5,000 and they forget that they were hungry for 4.5 years.
And still no bridge.
For the past 20 odd years. The mayor live next door to the bridge.
My God.
And he have never mentioned in his mouth, come on a radio program, come on any program at all, and mention in his mouth the word Troy Bridge. Never. The member of parliament who is the member of parliament from 20 odd years. I've never stand up. She reached as far as being the speaker of the house.
Yeah.
And she have never stand up in Parliament and mentioned the words Troy Bridge in her mouth. She have never gone on a radio station and mentioned Troy Bridge.
No, boy.
Never. And if I even go further, that member of Parliament have never even mentioned the word South Trelawney. I've never hear she mentioned the word South Trelawney ever in her mouth. That's the level of poor representation that we have had for the past 20 odd years in South Trelawney.
You see, this is because
No
representation for them is a means to an end. They're only representatives because they want to be in the cabinet. So they don't really care about the people. They don't care about representing the people. Right. So
yes, I would mention about the poor representation that we had over the years. And that's something that we have to try and get rid of. Persons mentioned that South Trelawney is a JLP constituency, but we have 23,000 voters on the voters list. The highest number of votes that the JLP have ever gotten is 7,200. Simple means that some 15,000 persons did not choose to vote for the JLP. And that's my target market.
You know,
already.
Go ahead.
Already we are going into the JLP strongholds and we're taking them over. You know, it's the first time in the history of South Trelawney that you see people walking around with their orange band and their T-shirt and their hats. It never happened before. It's the first time in history that the JLP is on the back foot in South Trelawney. It's never happened before.
People waking
when
up.
Marissa Dalrymple decided that she wanted to retire, 6 persons were there waiting to take over from her. When it was announced that Patmore will be seeking to represent the PNP, everybody disappeared. It was just recently that Devon McDaniel decided that he wanted to run. When they do their survey, they realized that they say he was too weak for Patmore. So they decided to tell him to come off the road. Get off the road. They never sent him on the road. So presently the JLP don't have a representative in South Trelawney.
Very good.
They don't have a candidate. No.
Excellent. So you have the time to cement yourself.
He's the only person that showing some interest. So I think they will have to use him. Because knowing how Marissa Dalrymple thinks, she leave with her pension of a Speaker of the House. I don't think she would gamble it to come back. Even she says she come and win. She would come back as a member of Parliament.
And a backbencher.
Yeah, with a less pension, lower pension.
Lower pension.
Yeah, man. So, and it's obvious that South Trelawney now is moving in the direction of the PNP, but it's not just a Paul Patmore thing. The people is now gravitating to Comrade Leader Mark Golding. They start to believe that Mark Golding can be a good Prime Minister.
Excellent.
And they are ready to rally around Mark Golding. So it's no longer just about Paul Patmore. That's why the speed that I was going was looking good, but now that people start to believe in Mark Golding, I see it start even to speed up more.
Excellent.
And start to look by day, it's looking much better and better every day. You know?
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. So there's a PNP wave moving through South Trelawney right now.
I love to hear that. Tell me about the youth in South Trelawney now. What are the opportunities that are present for the young people there?
For South Trelawney, we continue to have a brain drain. We have some bright young people, but whenever they leave for university, they just never return because there's no farmer opportunity in South Trelawney. Just who want to do farming, and because of the terrain of the land, you can't really do any serious competitive farming in South Trelawney. You know? Otherwise, because we have a lot of hills and gullies and across the river, across the bridge, you know, those type of lands. That's what we have where we do farming. So there's no opportunity for our young people.
Indeed.
No farmer opportunity. We don't have anything going for tourists in South Trelawney. It's the only thing going on is agriculture, farming. and just yam farming. So we want to look at farming and widen it where we have encourage persons to plant even chocho, ginger and those things. Otherwise, from just yam.
What about horticulture?
Because of the climate and because of the climate, we might still have a problem. Accessibility, roads is another problem. Agricultural roads is a problem. So it's just not encouraging.
Okay.
We have RADA that was set up to assist the farmers, but over the years under the leadership of the JLP, RADA is more like a distribution agent for the Member of Parliament.
That is true.
So it's really what the Member of Parliament will give them a list of 100 names.
And those are the ones they go to.
100 bags of fertilizer and say, give it to these persons. And they will go and distribute to those persons. Not the person that they go out and see the need for. So under the PNP leadership, I want to make sure that in South Trelawney, rather in South Trelawney and Trelawney and a whole, will go back to their core function by assisting the farmers, going out there and assist the need of the farmers and make recommendation to the Member of Parliament and to the government, to the Minister of Agriculture, and get assistance for these farmers. Not just to help to distribute scarce benefits and spoils for the Member of Parliament.
Somebody is saying that South Trelawney grew the best strawberries in the 80s.
Yes, most definitely. We have the climate for that. We have the climate for that. Under the leadership of Brasco Lee at the time.
Okay. So how Comrade Patmore, would you target the youths now, basically trying to retain them in the constituency? What would you do to hold on to the young people?
The internet, we just recently, since we have proper internet in the area, so we're looking at in the Albertone area. That's one of our main town, still a small town.
Right.
But we could take a small call center, and I'll be pushing for that to have a call center where we can take on at least 500 young people. So that's one of the things that we're looking into. We're doing a lot of training now. We have.
I was about to ask you the training.
So the government is boasting that they're doing some heart training, getting persons to start the heart program.
Right.
But they are not checking how much of them is really completing the program.
Okay. So they started and not finishing.
But they are not finishing. So that's one of the problems. One of my cards, every single day, the farmer cards is one of the things that
cry. Everybody wants farmer card.
Everybody wants a farmer card. And it's something that we own. A member of parliament might only get 30 to 50 cards. But every young person now want a farmer card. And over the years, the JLP government in South Trelawney have just, it don't try to help these young persons to go to have see their dream and help them to work on it.
Right.
They will tell them that vote for us and tell them that I'll give you one of the food for the poor house. They don't try to tell them that if you go to school and work hard, you can build a house.
Yeah.
Give them a job that's help to create jobs for them that they can build a house. They want to keep these people on part, and then they boast how much persons are now on part and increasing the part benefits. But they are not doing anything to get these people off part so they can start to help themselves. They can start to help themselves. That's other persons maybe who need to go on the program can get to go on the program. When I was a counselor, I must tell you about a group of young ladies in the Larmas community.
Right.
Every single day they used to sit on the wall, but they are all on the part program.
Okay.
And I get in touch with the NIS at the time, and they promised to give them make representation on their behalf. And it was maybe around 20 or so young girls, and they come up with their team, willing to assist them. Some would get the chance to maybe set up a car wash, some would set up a bar, some would do their hairdressing. The funds were there for them to do that. And when the people come up with their team from Falmouth, They hide from the persons.
What?
I was so embarrassed. They all hide. They were gonna get maybe, and the program it was maybe between 60 to 120,000 at the time.
Hide.
Almost 20 young girls. Some gonna raise chicken, and they all hide. So somebody tell them that if they get help and improve their life, they're gonna take them off the part program, and they don't want to come off the part program.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. And today, all of those persons now, their kids are over 18, so they are now off their part program, and they're still sitting on the roadside.
Oh my God. You see,
Because some politician.
You see the lack of education.
Yes. And because it was my initiative, you know. So the JLP people at the time tell them, say, no follow Patmore.
Jesus.
If they, if they up in bar, them are going to take you off a part program.
So how do they feel now?
Some of them, they're coming to me now and say, see if we can help them out again. The program is still there, but some of them is just too embarrassed to even come, because I always remind them about the situation, and they always hear me on the radio talking about it. And because they know that I'm not lying, you know, I know they kind of feel away. Okay. But I always bring it up for persons to know that there's help out there, but they have to get up and go get it. Yeah, man, and even today, you have persons, somebody come to me today and say if they can get, they need 2 bags of fertilizer. And I say to him, there's a program with the NIS that you can, they will assist you with your farm. All you need is a letter from a justice of the peace saying that you're a farmer and the land, and you're occupied a piece of land for over 5 years, and they will help you with $60,000 or $70,000.
Interesting.
All you need is that letter, and you're going to take it to the NIS office. But not even that, they don't want to do it for themselves. Some of them want Mr. Patmore to go and get it for them. Maybe prepare the letter and take it down for them and all of that.
They want the handouts, man.
Yeah, man. So they have this handout mentality. You know, and that's one of the things that we have to try and change in South Trelawney. It's gonna be a hard task. When I just started out, I said I could maybe fix South Trelawney in 5 years. It looked to me like maybe 10, 15 years.
Yes, because it has been set back by much further with this administration.
Back by over 30 years. Over 30 years.
Oh boy.
You know, so, but there's hope. And we have to just encourage people to just to come out and when in the general election, they have to come out and vote in numbers. It's first I ever hear so much people calling me from overseas, say, Mr. Patmore, make sure as soon as they hear when is election, we want to come down and vote. Presently, I have more than the names of over some 25 persons who promise that they're going to buy the ticket. Some coming from England, some from the United States, some from Canada. They want to come down and vote next election.
Interesting.
That's how serious people is right now to get rid of the JLP in South Trelawney.
Excellent.
People is serious.
When are your divisional conferences?
We got the second week of July. We're gonna have one over in Warsaw. The other 3, I just want to twin them with my conference. We're gonna be as soon as the party leader is available. Okay. Sometime down in July to early August. So you're gonna have
the 3 divisional.
Yes, we're just gonna have one big
conference. Makes sense. Yes, do the divisional business. Well, you have to keep us posted when that will be, so that we can.
Yes, most definitely.
We can turn up.
Yes, I want to ask you though. I'm gonna need your help to help me out with. I'm on a tablet drive now for some needy kids in South Trelawney.
Sure, tell us about it so that we can help if we can.
Get at least 30 tablets to help to assist 30 needy students as they head off to back to school in September. So